Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be doing a very big summary for all the daily dungeon videos you have seen me uploading for the past few days. So in this summary video, I'll be covering mainly masteries, hero equipment, alternative hero usage, and there will also be an infographic pulled up in the middle of the video. Okay, so if you guys would like to really check out how to tackle the daily dungeons, do go visit the individual videos for actual run-throughs. In this video, I'll really just be giving you information about the daily dungeons, okay? So let's start. So why is daily dungeon so important? This is because daily dungeon, especially the nightmare difficulty, which we will be focusing on, gives you the most resources, okay, daily, and it gives you 20 awakening shards daily, 20 shadow ore daily, and also a specific kind of reward that will change every day. Okay, so I just want to bring up my masteries for daily dungeon. So basically these are my masteries. Okay, just kind of follow them. So if you do see in my last page, level 115, okay, I have split it into two. You can either use up or down depending on the type of enemies in the dungeon. However, if you do kind of forget, sometimes just too lazy or it slips your mind to switch the masteries, you can leave it upwards. Okay, because most of the heroes are still magical, offensive, or support. The reason why I put it downwards on certain days is because these floors contain some tank heroes, which I think it's maybe better if you were to do more damage to kill them off much earlier. It makes your whole run much easier. Okay, so we'll just take a look at the heroes needed for daily dungeon. First up, the most important one you need will be Feng Yan. Okay, so my Feng Yan is only equipped with one speed attack. Okay, only not even +5, it's just awaken. And if you have seen my run-throughs, he is able to kill off almost all the enemies in one shot. Okay, given him double counter because of his passive, he actually decreases skill cooldown by 10 seconds every time he does a basic attack. Okay, so that's very important. Lethal rate, counter rate, you can even give him a damage jewel if you want. I gave him a very poor accessory, crit damage accessory, no limit breaks, and no exclusive item. Okay, so this is my Feng Yan used for the daily dungeon runs you have seen. The next one would be Velika. She's even worse, she doesn't have any equipment, any weapon at all. She only has 2 armor, damage, and crit rate. So you can deduce that most of the damage you have seen is actually because of the masteries. So you have to focus on masteries. Then we have Ace. Ace is also a very important character. Okay, for daily dungeon runs, yeah. And I'm giving him double speed, double HP, and just some random jewels, lifesteal damage. Of course, he is limit broken because he was once used in arena. Exclusive item wise, all maxed out, but this is not important for daily dungeon. Okay, so actually we do have another hero, which is Ruri and Diao Chan. Okay, 2 heroes which I do want to talk about. Ruri and Diao Chan are both daily dungeon specialists as well. So for Diao Chan, I've given her really just a speed attack, and block rate, and max HP. Basically, whatever armor you feel like you don't really need, you can just throw it on her. She is actually the poorer, less expensive version of Velika, because Velika requires you to awaken her, or you can just get her easily from awaken normal hero selectors now. So it doesn't matter. So Diao Chan is actually an alternative. because Diao Chan actually her Song of Protection, which you need to cast, will give 6 Void Shields and debuff debuff immunity 3 times. Okay, so if you look at Velika's passive, Velika's passive, she gives 7 Void Shields and gives debuff immunity 3 times, so it's just 1 more Void Shield difference. But Velika's one is a passive, okay, whereas Diao Chan's one, you can keep casting to get back the shield. So I don't see the necessity to keep casting because I think Daily Dungeons difficulty has been slightly lowered, so it enables you to really be able to kill off the waves, okay, of enemies. So I was talking about another hero, and that is Ruri. So in Daily Dungeon, Ruri actually has something similar to Ace's passive, but a little bit more, okay? Okay, so she increases all damage inflicted on enemies by 65% and decrease defense by 65%. If you look at Ace, so for Ace, his is 60%, 60%, okay? So that is that's the main difference between them. However, her Awakened skill in Daily Dungeon allows you to convert 3 enemies' HP to 1. This is very beneficial, okay, if you have a really hard time fighting the Nightmare difficulty. Okay, but again, I don't think she is very, very important. Okay, she also does have a very strong AoE, but again, I would think that you would be better off using your Awakened Heroes normal selector if you do have on another Awakened normal hero rather than Ruri, because I think most of her very unique capabilities, right, have been covered by other heroes. So Feng Yan, his Flying Dragon Sword also converts target's HP to 1. However, this attack hits all enemies, okay, so there is a chance that you can convert off even up to 5 enemies' HP to 1. Whereas Ruri's is only 3, but that is guaranteed 3. Feng Yan's one is a chance base, okay? So basically, yeah, I don't think that she is that important. Yeah, so these are the very important heroes. These 5 heroes so far I've covered are the very important heroes that you should have prepared, okay, for Daily Dungeons. So I'm going to bring up my infographic right now for you to have a clearer idea and go through it with you bit by bit. Okay, so as you can see, I've divided every Daily Dungeon day into columns, and you can see in the first 3 rows, these are heroes which I have just explained, and they are good for Daily Dungeon Nightmare difficulty. So between Velika and Diao Chan, you just have to pick one. Same for Ace and Ruri. What they do as support, I have also placed it at the left side of the row. So in the last row, last box, I have placed conditional support heroes. These are heroes that will be very advantageous against your run for the respective day's daily dungeons. Okay. So for the first daily dungeon, we have the Earth Element dungeon. So there's an Evan present in this stage. So I would actually recommend, if you do have an Awakened Dylan's or Yonhee, to give it reflect immunity. Otherwise, as I mentioned in the run through, Ace should be able to tank the reflect damage because he has Void Shields. And I think with Blossom Strike, he will also be able to kill Evan in one shot. Okay. Otherwise, you can always count on Awakened Dylan's and Yonhee for reflect immunity for safety. So in the Tuesday daily dungeon, you can only use piercing attacks, okay, to kill all the enemies on this floor. It is one of the easiest daily dungeon. So I recommended 4 heroes with AoE piercing, which I think most beginners will actually have. So it's all unawakened except for Nia. Okay, unawakened Elisha, unawakened Teo, Sarah, and awakened Nia. Awakened Nia is definitely something you will have. So this is very easy and doable. I'm sure you can. So for the Wednesday one, which is the water element dungeon, as you can see, you will face heroes with void shields such as Yonhee and Yuri, and also heroes with immunity such as Velika. So you need to use a mixture of piercing attacks and also hit shield buff removal attacks. And Feng Yan and Velika can do just that with one skill of their own, so not a problem there. I would advise to have additional damage buff support so that you will do more damage, okay, to kill the enemies on this floor in much faster time. So for Thursday, it is the Dark Element dungeon. Here you have 3 heroes, Nerja, Jave, and Evan, which reflect damage. So for safety wise, of course, I will advise you to have Awakened Dylan's or Yonhee over here for reflect immunity. Also, sometimes Nerja has the potential to actually cast Tsunami. Okay, at this point, your formation will change. So to prevent that, you can use Awakened Snipper or Bidam as for in your team. Okay, for their passive, because they prevent that from happening. So for the Friday daily dungeon, which is one of the more challenging ones in my opinion, you actually have Callahan, which has evade, so I recommend having Ryan, not Awaken. He provides accuracy increase for your whole team. Also, there's Chancellor. He has the potential to actually increase the cooldown of your heroes. Okay, so to prevent that from happening, Mao Song will come in very handy over here. In Saturday's daily dungeon, you have all the little minions with a lot of hit shield buffs. Okay, to get rid of that, I have recommended 4 heroes here for you to actually use. Except for Awakened Eileen, the rest don't have to be awakened, and with their own attacks, they can actually reduce a lot of hit shields from these minions. And lastly, for Sunday's daily dungeon, you face enemies with permanent zombie status, where reduced buff duration won't work. Okay, so you have to use buff removal skills. So 2 normal heroes with buff removal skills that are unawakened include Ariel and Da Qiao. So over here you have Nox, Awakened Nox and Awakened Chancellor as well, who can potentially increase the cooldown of your team. So Mao Song is here to prevent that also. Okay, so I hope that was very beneficial for you. I will put up the overall infographic here again once more for you to just take a look at everything. Otherwise, you can always go to the subreddit of 7 Nights to check it out in better quality. So this is all for this video. I hope Daily Dungeon is something very clear to you now. If you have any questions, do leave them in the comments below and I'll be sure to respond to them. Do stay tuned for more videos coming your way, World Boss, Arena, such etc. Thank you.